G'day tankers, Chopper here, your average tanker. Now, I thought I'd do a wrap up of the winter auction or summer auction here down under, just so we can just kind of compare the difference in servers and prices and how popular the tanks were. We'll start with this one on screen right here. It's the T22 mid. So the T22 mid was available on all servers, 4 credits. So on the EU server there was 15,000 available, NA was 7.5 available, and Asia server 5,000 available. Now I personally am on the Asia server, so I have more experience on what was on the Asia server than the others. So I'll probably talk more about that server rather than the others. But feel free to leave comments below to clarify anything about the NA and EU servers if I get it wrong. So yeah, that's the minimum available. So the minimum bid on all servers was approximately 15 mil. The minimum winning bid on the EU server was an astounding 41,270,000 credits. At 50, times that by 15,000, that's a hell of a lot of credits taken out of the game. Just, yeah, wow. That's amazing. I was struggling to get 15 mil just for the minimum bid on the Asia server. But as you can see, the NA and Asia servers, they kind of went for minimum bid. Who knows if they all sold out or not, because they probably didn't sell the whole 7,500 on the NA and 5,000 on the Asia server, because if we went for minimum bid, you'd think, they're not more than 5,000 or 7,500 bidded for it. So that's the T22 medium. Let me know what you get it for. If let me know in the comments below what tank you got at what price, if you got all of them or whatever. But let's move on to the BZ72 TAC 1. So again, 15,000 on the EU server, 3.5 on the NA server, 2.5 on the Asia server was available. Both EU and NA server was minimum bid was 22,500 gold, but on the Asia server it went for free XP because we don't do gold on the Asia server for some reason. But its minimum bid was 375,000. Yeah, so approximately the minimum winning bid on the EU server was about 24,638 gold, and the NA server was about 26,000 gold. On the Asian server, the minimum bid was about 420,000 free XP. I didn't get this. I bidded, what did I bid? 400. I think I bidded 410. I didn't get this tank. But yeah, spent all that gold to convert the XP and never got it. Isn't that great? Made me feel great doing that. Thanks, Wargaming. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on to the next tank, shall we? And the next tank in the line was the ISU 122 TAC 2. 30,000 available on the EU server, 7.5. I think it was 7.5 on the NA server. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've been trying to find the exact number, but I think it was about 7,500. But doesn't matter anyway. And 5,000 was available on the Asia server. I say it doesn't matter because it went for 9,000 gold and the minimum winning bid was approximately 9,000 gold. So I don't think more than 75,000 or whatever the amount was. I don't think it got that many bidders anyway. I put in a minimum bid on the Asian server at 150-ish thousand. I think I put 170,000 actually to get this tank, but I didn't get it, and it doesn't really worry me. So I think it went for about 180,000 free XP on the Asian server, but the EU server it went for 9,160 gold. Alright, and next tank in line was the TL7. I personally wanted this tank. I didn't mind this tank. I put a bid in for this tank, but on the EU server, minimum available was 15,000, NA was 5,000, and Asia server was 3,000. The minimum bid was 10,000 gold for EU and NA, and 175,000 free free XP on the Asia server. It went for the minimum bid on the EU server went for about 10,105 gold. So I think a bit over 15,000 people wanted the tank, but not that much over. Again, I think it went for about minimum, so about minimum gold on the NA server, so about 5,000 people bidded for it, or a little bit more. Asia server, 3,000 people. 3,000. I don't think 3,000 people bidded for it because it went for minimum bid 175,000. I put in a bid for about 180, and I got the tank. So, yeah. I do know, but I do know people that put in 175,000 minimum bid and still got the tank. All right, next in line is this WZ111 Kulin. So yeah, this one was available. The 7,000 was available on the EU server, 2,000 on the NA, and 2,000 on the Asia server. Well, it was going for 15,000 gold on EU and A, and approximately 250? I thought it was 250. Maybe 200,000 free XP on the Asia server. Maybe it was 250,000. Don't know. I can't remember. I think it actually was 250,000. It's a little bit of a typo there. I apologize. Anyway, minimum winning bid on the EU server was approximately 25,000 gold, and NA server was approximately 21,000. So a little bit more than what the minimum bid was, but essentially this is a copy of the WZ11 with a fire-breathing dragon skin. Big deal. I'll never put anything in for this one. I didn't really care. But minimum winning bid on the Asia server was about 300,000 XP. I think it was around just under 3. Correction, it was just over 3,000 XP. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the prices of all the tanks that went. Let me know in the comments below what tanks you got at what price. I'd really like to know. Let me know if any of these prices were wrong. If you got under these prices, it'll be good to know. I mean, minimum bid is minimum bid, so you can't go under that, but whatever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff below. Really helps me out. It really keeps me going. I like to hit 500 subscribers. Doesn't cost you a thing. Doesn't cost you gold. Doesn't cost you free XP. Whatever. But like and subscribe. Anyway, that's it from me, Chopper.